Yep. I'm here. So let's bring the camera and get back into it. So, yesterday was a big stream. Feature-wise. And today we are making another big step. So someone's new. I believe I've never seen you. What up? Well, that's cool. Today I've been working on Vampire Survivors on Godot. What about you? I think it's the first time. My bad if it's not. So I'm just gonna grab some tasks so that we can see what's the plan for today. Fill the fragment menu, connect resume to crafting start. Yeah, that's definitely done. Oh, you're a lurker. Alright. Well, nice to meet you then. So I have 2 tasks at the moment. Let me type, please. Oh, wait. Yes, I was in wrong keyboard. So craft. The first one is create 2 fragments recipe for health increase. So health increase will move to 2 fragments. And 3, change 3 fragments recipe to tier increase, basically. And this way we will be able to get the first tier 2 crystals. Okay, so let's start with those tier 2 recipes. Yeah. So that's the steady crystal. I need the crafting singleton. That's a big script. 222 lines. Okay, so can craft if 3 colors balanced. I'm gonna go with a check. For health. So check for health received. So the first rule is that we need 2 fragments. And the second rule is that the fragments, they must be of different colors. So maybe that if I can create a variable for data. So we have crafting. So if crafting fragments one is equal to either 2 or 3. Let's see. I'll copy this. Actually, that's 0. Starting on the wrong foot. Okay, so it is false if 0 is equal to 1 or 2. And it is false if 1 is equal to well, we could, yes, crafting 1 is equal to 2. Return false as well. So do we have all situations here? 0, 1, 0, 2, 1, 2. Yeah, I guess. So I'm gonna increase the destroy rate for 3 fragments. Yeah, maybe even more than that, like 80%. And we're gonna increase by 5 if we increase health. So what about the crafting method? Craft? Okay. But this one is actually a little bit different. Let's actually fix this right now. Well, we're gonna copy this because we need to have it for if is health recipe. And we have this. Okay. And if it is 3 recipes, we probably need to create a new modifier. Which is going to be tier increase. Okay. I guess we're good. So we just need to make this tier increase happen. Yes, A3 card is balanced. Tier increase and the value has to be 1. And also, we probably want so yeah, data crafting crystal. We want this guy tier to be increased manually. Yeah, maybe you can try that actually. Let's try a health receipt. Okay, it doesn't work. Hey, hello Pepe Lander, how you doing? Did you fix your problem today? So you're good, but the problem is still there, right? So you have to tell us exactly what is referenced as not listed. What did Nico say? Can't remember. Where's got a problem here? Not in list. All right. If crafting can craft, yeah, so this is if is half recipe, return true. Okay, so this time it is a half recipe. And the craft is successful. So just curious, what are the odds of breaking the crystal? 86%? Damn. Of course it is destroyed. I need to create crystals now. Okay, I need money as well. Yeah, that's cheap. And I need to study more than anything else. This will go for a little while. In the meantime, I want to think about, I'm gonna show you. This little square around the crystal, I kind of wish I could change this color based on the amount of modifiers. That could be interesting. Oh! We have a tier 2 crystal. Damn. What do we do with that? Okay, so you're asking, what is the purpose of studying crystal? It is the combat. It's just a skin for idle combat. So your crystal have combat stats based on the colors, tier colors, etc. And it is translated into health and resistance. then every probably every second, the crystal receives a kind of an attack, which is like a testing experiment, which will damage the crystal based on whether it was heated, cut, or electrified or magnetized. And then when you study crystals, you basically earn more value. Like it creates more idleans than if you sold the crystals. And you generate fragments. You can get valuable fragments that you can use for crafting. Crafting which can add modifiers for crystals and increase the tier for crystals as well. At the moment. So yeah, those two things are done. That was quick. That was really quick. Next thing, crystal, change the color of the border when the crystal has modifiers. That's crazy work, you say. What do you mean, like to do that or to play that? Or the way they are experimenting on crystals, that could be it as well. To make it work together? Yeah, that's I kinda went YOLO, not gonna lie. I'm just trying to add things as they're coming up. I'm kind of trying to figure out where is my crystal scene. Well, I think I will have to fetch it manually. So let's get the grid. Menu item. Alright. So you have the texture and then the panel has a style. Okay. I'm gonna save the style of the box. Assets, themes, skybox flat. And let's go with crystal boxes panels. That's going to be basic crystal. Can I load basic crystal? Yeah. Someone's asking, is this a full game you're planning to release, or is it just for a tutorial? That was just for the show first, but I kind of got hooked by it. Like you can see that I pretty much dropped the tutorial for the sake of having the project actually look like something very cool. If it is going toward a release, it's not going to be this one exactly. Like this is the prototype, definitely. And if the prototype delivers, then I might be thinking about actually creating a real game that could be released with all the insights which I have gathered during the process of making this game, this prototype. I'm just gonna create a new panel, which is going to be blue crystals. So the border color is gonna be bluish. Let's see what it looks like. Yeah, like this. That's correct. And we're gonna have yellow crystal. And that's gonna be it, I guess. So let's have it white. Can I actually static this thing? Like static variable, style box flat. Wait. White style box. And that would be reloading this. Are you fine with that? Yes, they are. Because this will be shared resource by all the instances of the nodes. They don't need to have their own path to the resource. Can I actually just bring them? Yeah, not really. Okay, so you're asking preload is used to access the files? It is like load, except that as far as I do know, it is loading as early as possible to avoid specific lags. So what does it say? It returns a resource from the file system. During the runtime, the resource is loaded when the script is being parsed. Yes, so that's very early. This function effectively acts as a reference to that resource. Note that this function requires path to be a constant string. If you want to load a resource from a dynamic variable path, use load. Oh yeah, right. Resource paths can be obtained by right-clicking. Yep. So technically what load does is that it allows you in a script to get the information from a resource. In Godot, a resource is a very broad concept. It can be a style, it can be a theme, it can be a scene, or anything really. Like label settings. Honestly, you can go like in resource here, and that's the amount of things which can become, which are resources, which can be loaded. So yeah, it's pretty much connecting different files together, right? Because right there, this file is containing the resource for the style box, and I allow the script to load it. And we have the 3. So set crystal. I can add a line here that will apply the correct thing based on the amount of modifiers. So we can match the modifiers. Well, we need the crystal. Crystal modifiers size. So if it is 1, then oh no, the method is annoying. It's override. Add theme. Sidebox override. So name panel. And this sidebox is white. I think that's how you do it. So if it is superior... Wait, how do I do that? Oh, that's exact value? Maybe I can have different values. Godot match case. Now I guess I have to... I'm pretty sure there was a kind of... Oh yes, here there's... Yes. That exactly. So I should be able to say... Let's see, let's try that. I should be able to create a kind of array in there that says 2, 3, 4. And we add the theme sidebox override panel. Blue this time. And if we have more than that, it's gonna be yellow. And also I will add the tier. It's not really readable, but that will do. Yeah. My bad. It needs to be a string, and there we go. So I wonder what this will do actually. How is that? How is that no? I beg to differ. Oh, okay. That's the problem. I do not beg. Except no. No. You've cursed me with the near error. It's not the near error. That, yeah. It always happens anyway. I mean, yesterday, when I see the amount of work that I did, and how fast and how quickly it worked, I was very lucky. If we can say lucky for something such as programming. Yeah, I can try to have another tier 2 crystal. Actually, I have a few ideas of things to improve the game right now. I would have different textures for different crystal types. That could be a small quality of life improvement, so that it is easier to see what kind of crystal is what. Yes, there's no way it works that often.
All of them. 2 wounds on the neck, right at the jugular vein. And in every case, a blood.
Getting a tier 2 crystal is kind of difficult. Those buttons should be bigger, so that it's easier to click them. Yes. Okay. Should we even try, like, tempting the devil? And that's a big crystal. Hey, one more time. If we really are crazy, we do add a red fragment to it. Oh no. It broke. Okay, I can see how this game is absolutely atrocious. Like, I have Black Desert PTSD flashbacks. But worse. Way worse. I regret destroying these crystals too much. And that's interesting. That's a gambling addiction. Yes, I would add a gambling warning on the game. I guess I do need to get more water. I'll be right back. And water I have. I still don't know why you drink water from cans. To trick my brain. No, really, it's just like, for some reasons, I really enjoy drinking out of cans. I find this very comfortable. Maybe it's a way to trick my brain to think like it's soda or anything, but it doesn't. It does feel the taste very quickly anyway. And Fog Guy's here. Nice to see you. How you doing? You missed the Gamble Regret. This game is it's creating Black Desert Online PTSD effects. I'm not sure it's a good thing. Probably not. But we have the first tier 2 crystal. That's big. And another task that I need to add is tooltip. What happened? Well, basically, the thing is that if you want one crystal to increase its tier, it's really difficult. Well, you can see here. I've been trying to get a tier 2 crystal, and it's very expensive. So it worked, and then I decided to add more lines on the crystal. And I tried a risky craft, which ended up with the crystal being destroyed. So yeah, I could do it again. I don't think I need this contextual menu here. It's really useless. Like, 10% break for health is reasonable. It is reasonable. But it's the resistance, right? Like, and wow, that's a monocrystal. So the resistance on other... Nah, I don't have the tooltip. I need to get the tooltip. Okay, let's grab this tooltip. So by the way, Fog Guide, are you working on a project right now? Game project right now? I've tried the Vampire Survivors tutorial we talked about. My eyes they cried blood watching at the code structure, but otherwise there was some interesting things. I don't remember how far I made it. What did I do? What? YouTube is playing with me. It's actually the history. I think I was episode 7. Yes, I went up to episode 7. I launched it. Oh, anyway. I just started it but didn't went through. So you're working on... Yeah, it's the jumping game. Okay. On the settings menu. Cool. Lonely Soul, was it? Yeah, I do remember the name. Well, I do remember the name because I had it in my Godot list for a moment, and since it has a yeah, it has a specific icon, so it's kind of visual. Okay, so I guess I just have to go to the craft UI, find this crystal here, and add the make custom tooltip. And that's gonna be it. So what is the resource? Oh, there's no resource. Oh. So game ref data crafting, I guess. And change the inputs. Crystal menu. Like, yeah, that would be it. Well, I am right clicked and left clicked as well. Okay, so there's this contextual menu code here. I will probably leave it. Because, yeah, there's no reason to get rid of it. It's not hurting anyone. Yeah, it's a little bit better. The tooltip though. Restore. Right, tooltip text. Wait, do I have actually to say that in ready? Never know. Also gotta make sure. Yeah, technically it's not blocking the mouse. Yeah, that's better. Maybe do we want to add the tier? Like a label? Tier. Bottom right. Right. So you're asking any plans about releasing this game? Maybe. I don't think that this project could do it because it's so messy. It could, but it's very messy. Otherwise, it could be a very good prototype to be a kind of preparatory work to actually make a full game based on this concept. The nil error that I have is because it's not the right reference. Not really. It could be different things, but basically what it means is that you have created a variable, but nothing is assigned to it at the moment you're trying to read it. So it could mean two things. Either you're trying to get the reference of something which does not exist, so problem here. You could be reading the node, the variable too early, which means that it doesn't have time to get the reference or be instantiated or initialized. Or yeah, you could simply have a bad path to it. Like, it could be a bunch of different things. But it just means that yes, it is declared, but you never have a value for it. Yeah, sorry, I kind of phased out. I was thinking about something different. So yes, tier. Do you have? Yes, we have crystal. Yeah, I'm gonna increase the size of the fragment buttons. Yeah, 64 is gonna be fine. Like that. Okay, the crafting UI should be a little bit more comfortable now. Yeah, the only thing I regret is this crafting button being hidden by this menu here. Also, can you make crystal icons have gradient textures? Oh, that's a real question. Maybe. Maybe not. Modulate takes a colors, so I don't think so. Maybe there's something for it, but I wouldn't know how to do that. Okay, I have an ID for the crafting button. It's kinda... Okay, it's kinda specific, but... I could have it on top of fragments here. So basically right there. They say, but it could be complicated, let's say, to transfer this gradient inside resource. I don't think so. Gradient is just two colors. So you have color A, color B, and that's it. I guess. Let's see. Gradients. Yeah, so you have an array of colors, and that would be fine, I guess. But the question is, can you get gradients for modular? You do modular gradient. Modulate. Boom. This sounds like a job for a shader. Modulate tints the color of every pixel in a texture in a uniform way. So no, not modulate. It is a shader. Yes, I don't know anything about shaders. Yeah, but to make gradient, you will need to add another node to crystal. Well, a shader. I guess. I don't know how they work, really. It's really obscure to me. I wish I knew how shading languages work. I wish I knew that. I'll be right back in a few seconds. So yeah, you can show me, I guess, of course. The thing is, what would be the use for that? The question is it actually... Because it needs to be backing up a feature, and right now it could be eventually a way to have a two-color crystal instead of having the two-color blend. We could have a gradient of the crystal so that it's easier to see what are its colors. Which reminds me that I actually wanted a different texture for different crystal types. Okay, so we already have minerals. We have crystal. Would be cool to have two others. Wait, ring and jewelry? Eventually there are some here. We have 1, 2... That could be another one. Oh, this one as well. And I'm gonna pick this sapphire, it looks nice. Emerald as well. Okay, so let's bring those textures to the game. Okay. So I think the texture we're currently using will be for the Monocolor crystal. What does that face have to do in minerals? It is named Diamond Smile. Yeah. I let you judge about that. So you want to add an empty texture rectangle, head to the crystal node, flip children, draw material. Okay, so I guess I see what you're trying to do. That could work. That could work, yes. After that, in empty texture rectangle, instead of texture, you use gradient. Yes. And you use, I guess, the texture as a mask. Try it without code just to see if you like it or not. But if it works, I will eventually like it. The thing is that right now I don't specifically have a feature to back this up, other than having B element crystals to be a gradient, which is technically not really the point either. That could be a different kind of crystals though, for sure. You think you're gonna give up on the idle game, but you will try to make a little interactive story? That can be worse. I don't know. If programming is really not your thing, well, if anything, you have to give the time, right? You have to try things, then kind of get back from it and try again later. Just don't try to rush it and overrun it. And as a kind of anecdote that I often tell, when I first started game dev in general, I started with Unity after a few years of professional dev job, and that was I was exactly in your situation, right? I was like I was in that mood and mindset of I just can't do anything. I can't even make the simplest game at all. and then I just did nothing, and it came alone. I just needed to let it sit in my brain for a while to process, because there's just so much to learn, and yeah, you can't get it right first time unless you're copying, just copying, and yeah. So let's see. So that's the first crystal texture. Yep, of course. Then for the black and white. Maybe this one. Or maybe not. It's something cool. Maybe sapphire, maybe? You can also save gradient as a scene. That's the point. Like, is that a node? It's not a node. What are you talking about? As a scene? Do you mean a file? Yeah, alright. So that's as a resource then. It is a resource. Scenes are .scn. Okay, I think I have all the textures. So I guess we need a gate texture. Just like we have get color. Yes. Okay, so we have types, mono element, return, texture, mono. Okay, that's going to be easy, I guess. Types, by elements, texture by. And that should be the last texture. Okay, so we have a get texture thing. So we just have to change all the things displaying crystals. Yikes. That can be a lot. So crystal menu item. That crystal. Okay, I guess that's good. Because technically the settings shouldn't change. It's just the code. So craft UI, crafting, crystal here, update. Yep. Mm-hmm. Wait. Oh. Texture rectangle. So that's for the crafting, then laboratory. Study queue. Study. Here we have the crystal. Is that correct? What is that? What's happening here? A study crystal texture? Huh. Mm-hmm. Where do we have an error? Nowhere. Okay, we just have the crystal inventory, I guess, and we're good. Inventory slots. Okay, do we... Oh, wait, the game's running? Yeah, the game is messed up. Wow. Crystal types. It instantly adds variety, it's cool. It's kinda cool. Oh, maybe this guy... Yep, this texture here. I knew it! So, drill. Which Shadow says I can make some shaded gradients if you want. Well, technically you could, but when it comes to shader, I actually want to understand how the shader languages work. I'm really curious about that, because from what I've seen, it doesn't work like other programming languages at all. Okay. Yeah. I bet it's gonna be complicated. That's definitely not something I will do right now. So, shaded different than shaders rated. Oh, really? Okay. You make light, shadows, etc. One of these times I will have to change a project from compatibility to forward plus. If I want to use the glow, which I can't use right now. Oh, wait a second. Texture design exists? What is that? Oh, it's a button. The gradient will make it look as if it has glow and shadows? Oh. Did I miss something on Discord? No, not yet. So, yeah, technically the crystal is different here. Yeah, correct. I could be a little bit nicer and give the crystal back here. Tricolor, let's go tricolor. Let's create some fragments. Oh, maybe we could have the fragments being generated based on the crystal studied. Because right now it's just pure random fragments, and mono blue crystals can create green fragments. That's kind of a problem. Are you tripping or cooldown lags? Do you mean the drill? Are you talking about this? It's not lagging. It's complicated. So basically there's two sets of animations. When it is complete, it will run back to empty itself, but this doesn't count in the drill being progressing, basically. And then the thing is, as you can see, it needs 2.57 cycles to complete, which means that when it ends, it will have extra cycles, which will be added at the start of the next one. So yeah, it does kind of weird things, but no, it works fine. Actually, I think that if we remove the crystal, we should have something, yeah, pretty... That's what it looks like. That's a little bit weird, yeah. It is a progress bar. This is a progress bar. Oh! We got the tier 2. Let's make it... yeah, now it's the break that is hidden. This menu is annoying. There we go. We're not making the maximum bigger when you need to fill the bar longer. It will. It can. It can, but right now it is balanced for the early game, basically. And eventually at some point you will be able to buy upgrades which will make the cycles per production bigger, so that the drill, for example, can get tier 2 crystals. I don't know. Because right now in terms of balance, we have two things to do. Well, no, actually we have a lot of things to do. The game only works with the concept of tier 1 crystals. So the drill needs to be updated to work with tier 2 crystals. Then we have the static crystals, well, crystals. They need to have tier 2 combat stats. We have this. Then we have combat, which needs to consider tier when calculating damages. And also in combat, we want to create a wave system with increasing tier. Right now, there's just so many things to do. It kind of all unlocks since we have the crafting functional. Actually, easier to see what's happening here with full view. Oh, black crystal. Why is... Boo! The texture's wrong. Why is the texture wrong? Why is the texture wrong? And by the way... Oh, we need more than 4 lines. I would try to create a yellow crystal. Let's try to create a yellow crystal. I guess we can just try to add red fragments to it. Forever. It's going to be a cheap one. Oh no, it broke. And let's get a blue one. Wait. Why is it? Oh yes, is it full? Yes. Are you messing with me again? Yes, you are. Oh, what was I doing? Yes, creating a yellow crystal. This guy here. Okay, so we have 4 lines, and I think the 5th is supposed to be yellow now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So maybe the match didn't work. Wait, is the array thing wrong? Because technically right now it's supposed to be yellow. Is it correctly loaded? Yellow star box. Yellow star box. Okay, yellow is blue. And blue is... Ugh. So, what do? We fix... Mm-hmm. Okay, so the match doesn't work. Let's see why. Very bad. No, so that's not what I wanted. Oh, it's just a coma. Just need to remove the array. And as for the crystal, same thing. Okay, let's see. Okay, we have a yellow crystal and a black crystal here. Okay, so just checking. No, you sent nothing. Imagine trying to get a tier 2 black crystal. Like, if this works... Yeah, of course it doesn't. Of course it doesn't! Actually, yeah. Maybe I could start with adding more combat stats based on the tier. Oh, really? That's mean. I'm gonna change that. Study crystal health. That's a lot. Maybe 125, 175? The resistances are gonna be the same anyway. So... donate money and try again. Yes. No, actually I just want to make sure that I don't miss something. Like you send something and I ignore it for like 2 hours. That would be sad. So I guess I have to go to the laboratory. And find the studying state. So, damage crystal. Okay. I will let you know if I do decide to add gradients. Okay, generate fragments has to change as well. So okay, let's try to change the way fragments are generated so that they are generated based on the crystal. So the chat is asking or saying, I've came up with an idea of game that consists in getting minerals and merge it in harder things like circuits and stuff. Yeah, I'm not sure to have the full picture here, but isn't that factorial? Sounds like factorial, but in a different way maybe. Yeah, like, but without a map, in a menu. Also known as spreadsheet factorial. Let's go. Would that be easier than a clicker? I don't know. It really depends what you mean by a clicker, right? Because a clicker in and of itself is a very easy game. But then if you try to add things on top of the clicker, then it can become either complicated or still simple. But the thing is that simple clickers aren't necessarily very fun now, because we've kind of played them a little bit too much. But if it is for learning purposes, which is always what you should be aiming for early on, then automatic games are harder. That's a thing in general. Honestly, that's annoying. I will do that differently. The only thing that stops you right now is the data on singleton. Then it's not much. That's a good part. If you're really struggling with singletons, you could try to look for autoloads. This could be a solution until you are more comfortable with classes and statics and everything. And yeah. The thing is that my coding styles, it is complex in the sense that there's a lot happening in there. But once you have just jumped the first steps which are necessary to be able to understand and read it, it's much, much simpler than trying to read a code like the Vampire Survivor tutorial, for example. It's a nightmare to read. So you're saying hard coding is good for new people. What do you mean by hard coding? Do you mean spaghetti? Because spaghetti code is... Yeah, it's easier because you can make things faster. That's for sure. Yeah, so you do understand what I code. The only thing you don't understand is how classes and data work. Data is complicated subject. I hate to bring it to the table because it is a resource, but basically it's just an object. Think of it as an object. But yeah, of course, if you don't see how classes work. So you said that hard-coded data typically can be modified only by editing the source code and recompiling the executable, although it can be changed in memory or on disk using a debugger or hex editor. Yeah, that's a vague concept. But yeah, I do use that term sometime. Most of the time when I don't have the code or the script dynamically be changing the thing. Which means when I say hard-coded, I really mean that it's gonna stay the same and that the logic of the game is not connected to it. It's just a display value. But yes, classes. So how do classes work? It is a name, yes. It is a name you give to a script. So I wanted to think about... well, that's small. I want you to think about a bottle. Okay, so that's gonna be a bottle. And inside this bottle, you basically have a variable content. But the thing is that the class is not the bottle itself. The class is just like a blueprint of the bottle. So this bottle it doesn't exist. It's the ghost. Then what you do is that, let's say you have, I think it was 4. Let's say you have, in your game, we're gonna say that you have a game container. In your game, you want to create a bottle, okay? So you're gonna create that in your game. So you will have this bottle. It will pop up. And it will be a real bottle this time. Because this bottle is like invaluable. This bottle is within a variable. So it's a real one. But this one is not real because it's not in a variable. So now you have this bottle here, which has its own content. Which can be water. And then you have another bottle somewhere in the game. And it's a different one because it's in another variable. So it can have a different content. Which is gonna be whiskey. Basically. So classes, they are blueprints. Which you can reuse indefinitely. And then when you instantiate a class into an object which is real, you have to put it somewhere. If you remember, I referred to variable as being boxes. So that's pretty much it. And yes, it is a blueprint of the full script. It created capsules, basically. It created capsules which contains all the variables and all the methods. So when you create that bottle, if you have the method empty in that class, then you can say bottle.empty to say that you want it to trigger the empty method from the perspective of this bottle. Okay, so the method that's inside the class will always be triggered in the perspective of the object it is representing. So here we have a second bottle. If you trigger empty on this one, it will not touch this one because there are two different bottles, and they behave completely independently. Okay. Talking about video games, like, for example, here we have the crystals. Like, let's take an example that's visual. Here we have the crystals, and let's watch the crystal script. So the crystal is a class. Okay, it is a resource that's a little bit more than a class, but it's a class. So it has the properties. Okay, so it has the colors, the type, and indeed we have different crystals which have different colors, different types. This one even have modifiers. And then we have the variables, the methods, sorry, like the grind method, which is destroying the crystal. So if I grind one, it's just impact this one. So that's pretty much what we're doing with classes. We're creating structures that make sense to us humans so that we can use them as building blocks. And the whole program is basically assembling objects together, small objects to make big objects. The typical example you will find in any tutorial is the car example. In order to make a car, you need an engine, you need wheels, a body, and we will stop here. So you will create a blueprint for the wheel, but you need 4 of them for the car to be working. So you will instantiate the wheel 4 times. And the body once, the engine once, and all this assembled will create an instantiated car. But I've always found that this image is not that useful, because it's kind of reversed. It's kind of reversed, so yeah. But I think I was doing the fragments. Right, yeah, I have the total color count. So I need to roll between and I range from 0 to total color. Do we have a color roll? And what we do with that match color roll? Not really much, actually. It has to be nested if, I guess. So if the color roll is inferior to red, fragment index is going to be equal to that. So if it is superior or equal to red and inferior to green, now we'll check the edge case after that, because right now I'm not so sure what I'm doing. Oh, I can go with edif. Okay, so the first edge case is red being equal to 1. So we roll 0. 0 plus 1 has to be equal. So here it has to be inferior or equal. And then if we have 3, we can roll 0, 1. Wait, is it 0? Oh, they're both inclusive. So we actually don't need. So that's actually 1 to total color and... So if it is 3 and 1, 1, 1, it is not 1, it is not 2, it is 3. Yes, I guess we're good. Okay. Fine, we have a debugger thing. What is it? Enrichable pattern? Okay. I will have number 1 last, then. Yep, I'll be back. The thing is that now I need to calculate the damages based on the tier. So let's see. Where are we? Yes, crystal. So here we calculate the damage. Oh, we need to create the weights. Oh no, it has to be saved. It has to be saved. Okay, so variable current wave. And current level, current tier. Zero, 1. Okay, good. Well, let's go with 1, 1. Then Actually 0, 1? No, 0, 1 was good. Studied. So game, we reset the tier to 1 and the wave to 0. So that this way now, whenever we attack, we can increase the wave. Damage crystal. Okay, we need to create a new method, which is going to be progress wave. Game.ref. If we do reach 10, then we do want wave back to 0. And tier to increase by 1. Okay, so we progress the wave. And now we need to make a damage difference based on the tier difference. So we have the 2 tiers, and now how do we calculate this difference? So if the tier difference is 0, so I think it's going to be it's gonna look like this. We have the 0, and then if the tier, it's going to go like this. I can't remember what kind of formula this is. Is that a let me try to search that. So that's cubic. Yeah. So the factor as a float. Oh yes, but because maybe I have to use a table. Yes, so we have the attack. Minus the crystal. So if it is positive, it means that the attack is greater than the crystal. So factor is going to be equal to 1.5. Maybe we can use the cubic. Yeah, that's going to be fine at the moment. Yeah, so maybe damage before tier factor. We have damage. I'm gonna use some prints around here to see how damages are evolving. Damage after tier factor. So that's actually damages after res. To resistance. Okay, so did I break the game? That's the question. I guess I did. What's happening? Yes, technically I have to move the factor with 1, so that's 1 plus. Because the factor shouldn't change anything when that's a tier 1. No. Or was it tier 2? Let's make a little bit of calculation here. The damages are basically 25. So we create 250 damages. Maybe I want more waves. Like 25 waves. So that we can get stronger crystals, basically. Because a black crystal is actually very strong, or a white crystal. Yeah, black and white crystal are very strong. So I want to see their stats. I also have 126 health here. And I think a black crystal is 2.5 more health. Yes, 2.5 more health. Getting a black or white crystal can be very long. I think it's 1 in 100. Oh, here's a white. I think I want to add a log in order to know how good the crystal performed. Because I have a white crystal and I don't want to waste it. Okay, so let's create something. Laboratory, crystal. Study ended. So I guess it's in study ended. So we could add a few arguments in there. Like, oh, we're gonna have a bunch of things which will break. So tier, integer, wave, integer. This is the lab, so we don't really need to change in the lab, but end study, unstudy ended. Okay, so tier, we have reached tier X and wave. Here we go. Someone's asking, is it needed to write delta on the function process? Yes, it is. You have an underscore before your delta. Underscore means that you don't use the argument. So when you don't use the argument, you have underscore. When you do use the argument, you don't have it. But otherwise, if you don't use it, it's just gonna break Godot and it's not gonna like it. Because basically when a function is expecting an argument, well, when a function doesn't expect an argument and it receives an argument, that's a problem. So you always want both the emitter and receiver to be agreeing with each other. Okay, so I should be fine now. Wait, I actually have tier 2 crystals. I could try to test my crystals. This one is probably gonna perform poorly. Because it's just electric resistance, like it doesn't change much. Okay, so this one is probably very bad. Yeah, 7 ways. Now let's try a tier 2 crystal. I guess we have a problem. Crazy damage, right? Yeah, we have the problem of 0. I'm not so sure how I want to... Because the thing is that it is cubic, but there's this 0 case which we'll have to handle. It will take damage at some point. When we reach wave 25, it will be damaged. At least we can see that it doesn't create red fragments. Okay, now it is being damaged. Wave 14 of tier 2. Okay. I guess we'll have to make an if statement here. Okay, so if tier difference is 0, then factor is equal to 1, except that we need a factor. if the tier difference is superior to 0, then factor is equal to tier difference. And here we have a power. So it's 1 plus otherwise. Oh, how can we do that? Do I have to make it like divided if tier difference is inferior to 0? Does it have to be divided? I don't know. Is it like recreating the exact same? That's why using a table could be interesting. I'm gonna use table because I can't be mathing right now. Okay, that's kind of big, but let's go. I guess that's something like this. Let's make it tier 4 just to be sure. Okay, we can try again. Ready to test. Of course, we do create more crystals. Alright, so this is normal. Yep. Wait, what? 4 waves? And our little guy here. Oh yeah, it takes 0 damage from blue. "23 waves. Almost, he almost did it. Okay, I want to craft a little bit. I want to be crafting. So I guess I want to try to make a tree element. Probably gonna be the best situation. Okay, please give me one. Okay, we have a tier 2. I think we can try to add a little bit more health. Okay. What are the odds now? Oh, I need to clean my inventory. I'm gonna clean the motor crystals. Because right now, if we do add another line, it's 20% chance to break. Okay, I gambled. It has the potential to reach tier 2. It really does. Right now I'm just waiting for the queue to empty. And I think do I want to create tier 2 crystals right now? Fragments. No, we will do that later. Okay, so we're gonna test this crystal. It has the potential to be a very, very good one. Let's go. Oh, it's not as good as I thought. I actually don't remember the passive from 3 element crystals. I don't remember what they're good for. Actually quite good. Yes, we did reach wave 3 of tier 2. Do we actually try to make a tier 2 black crystal or white? Okay, let's try. Oh no. It goes very bad. Okay. We have a tier 2 white. We can try to add health. Alright, I think it's probably a bad idea to go higher. Okay, just one more. I really have to stay away from gambling. This crystal here is going to be a very good one. Let's actually send it right now. Oh, I can't clear the queue? How comes? I thought I was able to do that. Might be a lost feature. I'm thinking maybe it could be interesting to add the wave informations here or somewhere. This could be interesting. I'm gonna do that. I hope it's not too expensive. Did I crash Godot? No. Okay, stats. A little separator. Actually, two. And let's add this. So, wave tier. And wave count. Okay, so let's go with the tier first. And current wave. Right, let's try this. Okay, that's cool. So now we just have to send the white crystal in. It's going to be a big moment. Okay. Let's go. Oh, it does take 0 damage. It doesn't have that much health. The health modifiers were pretty bad. Oh, it's actually good. It could be generating fragments though. What's happening? Wow. That's so unlucky. $219. Okay, let's see where we are right now. Tier 2 combat stats. Need to consider tier when calculating damage, that's down. Create wave system, that's down. And hi, newcomer. There's no way I can read that. I will say creek, krelk. No, I can't get this right. I guess it's first time, I think. So, welcome here, if it is. Oh yeah. Oh, so it is your first time. Cool. So you have no idea what we're doing right here. Okay, so I'm working on an idle game project about crystals. On the left, you can see the different views we have available. So we have a very outdated inventory, an outdated clicker, an outdated miner. And right now I'm mostly focusing on the experimenting lab and the crafting lab. So we generate crystals basically that we dig either with the clicker or with the drill. Those two things, they create crystals. Those crystals, they have types and statistics. Basically, their stats are their colors, which are red, green, and blue, of course. And you have like 1 element crystal, 2 element crystal, 3 elements, and black and white, which are specific crystals with very high value of 3 elements being perfectly balanced. So the thing is that this lab here, think of this as the combat, like the usual typical combat you will find in idle games. You have attacks except that instead of you attacking enemies, it's your crystals being tested and sustaining attacks. When you experiment on the crystals, you can get fragments. Fragments which have colors and tiers, which you can then use in the crafting, so that you can try to improve your crystals. So for example, here we're going to take this one, and you have at the moment 3 recipes. So you can either use 1 fragment to increase its resistance, or you can use 2 fragments to try to add health, or you can use 3 fragments to try to increase the tier of the crystal, but it's very, very hard. So then when you sand a crystal here, it will have battle stats calculated based on the crystal, right? So this one here, it has a little bit more health and high resistances. So yeah, the point of the game right now is to try to craft good crystals who will be able to withstand stronger attacks. And in return, you will have better fragments to try more crafting. And the crafting at the moment is very, 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 very dumbly. Because of this tier increase, which is very unusual. When you have a good crystal, like for example, the black and white crystals are very rare. So getting a tier 2 one is like this, very rare. And now we basically don't want to break it. Because it has the potential to be a very, very good one. And it broke. It broke right away. Yeah, I don't think we can make another one. And there we go. We're all out of rare crystals. So that's pretty much it. This is kind of a prototype. Right now I'm just exploring the idea, what we can do with this concept, what's good, what's not good. No specific plan to make it full game. It looks way better than what you can make. Well, I wouldn't say that you should be diminishing yourself like this, but yeah, that's something I've been doing live. So it's I think it, in my opinion, it's easier when you're not alone, because that's what I hate the most on game dev. Like you're just spending hundreds of hours alone. That's very hard. But yeah. Because did you actually make games yet, or are you just learning? I'll try to craft a little bit more. This tier increase is... yeah. Yeah, the idea is kind of cool. I think it has potential. But the beginning of the game is kind of excruciating. I mean, we can rerun the game right now. Oh, you started 2 days ago with Godot. So maybe you have prior experiences with other things. You have 2 years of Python experience. Okay. So the crystal inventory, just so we're clear, those two are cheating buttons. They're not supposed to exist. But yeah, right now we will just set everything and buy the drill.
Let's make some more stories.
And there we go. Drill is drilling. So there is a concept which is kind of left unexplored right now, which is different machines will be able to have crystals slotted in the machines. So here, for example, you have the stats of the drill, how long it takes to produce, how much it produces, and how much it consumes. Then I need to buy the upgrade actually so that we can see that, but we will be able to add crystals in order to improve those stats. So how much do we need? 50. That's actually not much, yes. I sold the white crystal, that was a big mistake. Because right now, yeah, the crystals we have, they're pretty bad. Do I want better production only? Yes, let's go with full production. So I bought upgrade for the clicker, which is kind of it's half a clicker, half automatic. As in, you have to click to generate actions, and then it will mine for a few seconds, a few minutes. So we don't have access to the lab yet, we still have to mine a little bit more crystals. Okay, here's the lab. So here, yes, we have to study one crystal one by one. It's a little bit... I didn't say it's hard, I said that it is kind of away from the point of the game. I don't know. It's fine. It's definitely fine. It could be worse. But when I'm specifically testing experiment and crafting, yeah, it can be a little bit long. Like sometimes even with cheating, like spamming the create crystal button, it can take some time. But here we are chilling, so it has time to generate crystals, so it's fine. Yeah, we have nothing to test. Also, the crystal values isn't rebalanced yet. They all have the same value, while some crystals could have higher values, like the black crystals, which are rare. Like, for example, here I can't queue the crystals for study. That costs a lot. Also, farming the fragments early can be maybe a little bit tedious. I don't know. Yeah, it's definitely manageable. Oh, we can purchase the queue. It looks pretty good, not gonna lie. How young are you working on it? Okay, I can tell you exactly. So... looks like it is a month ago. It is 1 month, and... These videos don't specifically show the amount of work behind it. Let's see what we have. 4, 7, 12. Where was I? Okay, I lost it. 12, 13, 15, something like 15, 19, 20, 24. We're probably around 30, 40 hours in total. Oh, okay. I want to add a white crystal here. That's going to be good. Oh, and the crafting can be expensive also. It's not that long. Yeah, I've made a lot of small projects. The beginning of the project is something I can rush into very quickly. But then it can get a little bit harder. When I'm motivated, I'm very industrious, but otherwise I do nothing at all. Little question, you saw the tutorial playlist, but should you go watch? I really want to make like idle clicker RPG like Mother Idol, but simpler. I'm trying, but it's very hard. It's very hard because idle games are, I would say they are very intimate in the way that you want to make them. And either I have a guided tutorial, I have a few guided tutorials actually, and people try to feel like it's like this is a kind of, it's half this. This one's half this. This one is a very old, I would say outdated, because it's just literally the first videos I made on YouTube, and I was still beginner in Godot. But it's fully guided, and yeah. This second one, yes. This second one here, it's not guided, it's like I just give the tools. Just to give you an example. Yes, I show how to create a resource, how to generate resources passively, how to make the user interface, how to style things, how to make upgrades, how to make quests. But basically I just show very quickly the core concept of how you make it, but I don't really expand very much on how you make like 10 quests and have complicated quests. And this one is a little bit in between. At first I tried to explain things with a guided tool, and then I got crazy and went full live on this project where it exploded. So I usually have very good feedbacks. I have really good feedbacks on those, so you could try. They're not that long. The last series on this Crystal project, I've tried to make the episode short and straight to the point so that you don't waste too much time on unnecessary features. So anyway, even if it's not to your liking, it's going to be quick. It's supposed to be quick. Yeah, it is the crafting which is expensive. But that's manageable again. Melva Idol, I don't think the one which is the closest is the Idol reboot. Like, yeah, the second one. The second one is the closest. I think I have the second one in somewhere. It's probably this one. The thing is that some elements are missing in the tutorial. Like, there's a lot of work off camera, but there are also some streams. I do have to manually erase the save, I guess. Or maybe I can... Yeah, should load false. Let's see what we have here. So we have the first action, trading common goods, which we can start. So this is the Melva style, right? Like you start something, and it does things. We have upgrades. Okay. And here we have quests. Okay, the first quest, which is acquiring the old lumbering camp. Okay. Yes, we can purchase this. We have the village and the market. Okay, so there are log, but we don't own any, and we can sell those. Investing in funds of the mentioned can also increase your profit. Yeah, sure. And again, it kind of lacks numbers, but I will trust. I will trust it. So that's the second tutorial. Maybe we should buy the lumbering camp. There we go. So new quest, producing a few logs. You can produce some logs at the lumbering camps. Yes. Okay, so we can't... we'll have to stop trading so that we can produce logs. And we have a sawmill. Cool. Okay, sawmill has no upgrade. Making 2 logs can be long. Okay, no, maybe not. Oh, and yeah, by the way, planks is like, you're not supposed to see that. Okay, we can validate this. Completed. Yeah? And then what? Oh, I think there's a reward, but yeah, there's a reward which you can see, which we can't see. We can now do 2 actions at once. Few connections will help find client faster. So this should increase the speed. Yes. And I guess we can make planks. If I remember correctly, it was Black Desert Online inspired, like a idle game version of Black Desert Online. Okay, didn't work. Maybe we need more. Maybe we need more. More logs. But yeah, this project is absolutely not finished. That was just whatever this is. Oh, and the value is shifting, is it? Yes, value is ranging from 2 to 10. So right now it's decreasing. Alright, looks fine. We're gonna increase the production and see if we can manage to make a plank. Or is just the label broken? I don't think so. Otherwise we would have lost the logs. I'm actually curious to see how far this project went. This is like everything you want to make? Yeah, that's cool then. Yeah, we made planks. Okay, cool. I don't think the processing is in the playlist. Because it's very... oh my god, 42 minutes. Yeah, here we are creating a resource. Here we see how we can make a passive resource. Oh no. Is this a worker thing? I just remember that this episode 2, I recorded it like more than 10 times. With like 5 different concepts for it. You need to go to bed. Well then, good night to you, and maybe I will see you on another stream. Yeah, I don't see processing. Oh, skill proficiency. Interesting. So anyway, enough of this old project. And in fact, I think actually it's going to be the end of the stream anyway, because it is indeed quite late, and today was a heavy day on this project, and I was actually working on Vampire Survivors a lot before that. So I'm kind of exhausted. Kind of cooked. Are you just coming back, or were you lurking? Because that would be sad if you're just arriving. But yeah, I can show you. Well, technically you can see on Discord that I was trying to make a melee attack that auto targets. That worked. Yeah, you're lurking while you're working. That's good. That's kind of the point. That's all I have at the moment, right? Like an attack which is targeting the closest enemy and eventually hitting it. This is supposed to be a scratch, like some close. It doesn't really show. The same AAA. Yes, it's a triple A. Actually, I went through the tutorial of the other game. Where am I? But yeah, the code is complicated to work with. What do we have here? Oh, it's even smaller. Oh no, not the collisions. This one's supposed to be having projectiles. Oh yeah. Wait. Okay. The ice spear is kinda underwhelming, but it works. The fact that it is random is... Huh. You remember there was a weird hit-hurt box mechanic? Yes, I did it differently actually. That's why I recreated a project. I recreated a project because I wanted to see how to implement things my way. Because yeah, this hitbox, hurtbox, I don't know. Even more since I don't think that... Yeah, we don't use any hitbox here. I don't see the point of creating a hitbox if not to use it in the attacks. But anyway. Oh, it's probably gonna be the end of this stream. I should go back on the Pass of Exile UI one of these days. You have an area linked to enemy? Yeah. I think they have both. Do they? Oh. I didn't do the improved enemy thing yet. Yeah, they have both. If I go through this kind of game, I will probably have the enemy have an attack rather than just trying to hug you. I will probably have enemies try to do an attack, kind of like the scratch thing. Oh, yeah, and I need to... Okay, my earphone is running out of battery as well. So, yeah, definitely gonna be the end of this. So... You said there are new tutorials on this theme? Maybe. I mean, it's like everyone's trying to do that. It seems easy, but it's not really. And at the same time, you are working with the kind of games which can be very quickly unoptimized. Like there's this guy, like exactly this channel. Let me just mute it. Like he's definitely remaking the game, right? Like I actually tried Vampire Survivor today for the first time, and now that I see that, like it's exactly the same thing. I even take like the sprites, but the tutorials are kind of I want to say you have to dig a little bit right here. You have to dig a lot. But eventually it could be interesting and more helpful. And I think I just answered the question you asked. Yeah, the scripts, they looked fine, definitely. The thing is that everything is kind of deconstructed, which is not a bad thing, right? Like you have to, it's a way to approach tutorials, definitely. And usually I tend to be more on the listening aspect, so the fact that there's no voice and just text, it's also decent, but I tend to prefer listening to someone. Oh, big day. So that's it for the stream. Thank you for all those who are still here, and those who have the courage to rewatch the entire VOD. Is actually always cool to see that you guys are interested by this project, and I hope it's useful, either if you want to learn or get motivated, which is what we will talk about when we deal with the co-working streams. So I will leave you with the music for as long as my earphone doesn't refuse to cut the sound. And yeah, I will see you, yeah, probably tomorrow. Probably. I don't see, and that would fit. Maybe tomorrow. So yeah, slowly disappearing. And getting the sound so that the stream will end soon.